Hey folks, during the month of June we've been talking about God's timing in the homeschooling journey. I thought last week's segment was very important as we said that waiting was not a time of passivity but a time of preparation for the next chapter in our life. And as we close out this discussion today, I want to talk about that next chapter in our lives. The old adage says that when situation's not right, God says no. When I'm not right, God says grow. When timing's not right, God says slow. When everything's right, God says go. The problem is, oftentimes when God says go, we say, whoa, because we don't think we're ready. And that's not unique to us in the 21st century. We see in the book of Numbers that God said it was time to go into the promised land. And so they sent the 12 spies in there. They brought back two things, great fruit and a bad report. And the people saw the obstacles, they saw the problems rather than the potential, and they did not go in. Because they did not obey God's timing, they all died in the next 40 years in the wilderness journey. What a shame. Similarly, we see in the book of Haggai, God's temple was in ruins all about, yet the people lived in beautiful paneled houses. Haggai stood up and says, is it time for you to live your nice, comfortable, sensual lifestyles when my temple, my kingdom is in disarray all around you? Consider your ways. And also we see Nehemiah. The city of Jerusalem has stayed unprotected for over 75 years since the first wave of exiles had come back from Babylon. And yet Nehemiah overcame the discouragement of all the voices round about him in only 52 days, less than 2 months. He rebuilt the walls around Jerusalem. They had waited 75 years for God's timing. This man did it in less than 2 months. What a shame to be that unprotected for so long. We have to understand, when God says, let's go, it's time to move. There's many applications of this, but I would just suggest a couple here today. For those of you who are considering homeschooling, you're thinking about it, you're praying about it, you're talking with your spouse. Good for you. But at some point, you must either fish or cut bait. You make a decision to go or not to go. I've seen folks think about it and talk about it, and a year goes by, 2 years, 3 years. They've seen rebellion in their kids' eyes. Next thing you know, it's full-blown. By that time, it's too late. They missed that opportunity. We have a saying in Southern Illinois that says this: it's too late to close the barn doors once the cows are out. You missed your timing. Now, God can restore for sure, but the point is this: when God says, let's move, let's move. And that's also true for those who are already homeschooling. God might be calling us to a change of lifestyle. He might want us to get more intentional with some things that we're doing in the way we're raising our kids. We need to talk about it. We need to pray about it. We need to think about it. But at some point, we have to move. So today, let's remember, we must overcome the obstacles that come our way. We have to be careful about our own sensuality because change takes effort. We like staying in a nice, easy routine. We've got to rise up from that. And thirdly, there are discouraging days. Even when you're doing God's will, we have to rise above that. This is Kirk Smith with ICHE. Take 5, encouraging today to go when God says go.